Hey everybody, this is the Eternally Prussian's Warframe here on this just final-filled week. Oh man, I'm going to be so glad when this week is done. It's going to be all finals are away. Well, with the three new weapons out, the Cirnos, the Aklex, the Dual Commas, and the Magnus, I have all of them, and I have used the commas, so we'll get there when we get there. But here first is the Cirnos, and I know it's the Cernos, but I'm a Touhou fan, and obviously strongest bow is strongest, even though it's actually not the strongest bow, but, you know, if you're a Touhou fan, I think you'll understand what I'm saying. If not, fuck you and we'll keep going. The Cernos is described as being able to puncture through shields, which gives it an obvious advantage versus the Dread or the Paris. I'm a little bit off in the head right now. So all Corpus, of all kinds, now have shields, meaning that this Cirnos is going to be pretty helpful to you, provided you can aim straight, but, you know, that's a different matter. See how here I have to put in extra work to get past a shield? And hopefully not drop dead in the first seconds of the mission because they've made everything a lot harder now? Oh no, screw off, Corpus. Look at that. Right through the shield. I also have Thunderbolt on it because when you're not dealing with shielded enemies, its damage is not much. And mind you, this is with 100%, 105% damage added onto it, so that should tell you how low power the Cirnos is for just raw damage. But because it can bump through a shield pretty easily, it has a big advantage that other bows just don't have. Because it's just shield, it just completely ignores the shield. The only way it wouldn't ignore the shield is on a shield osprey, and that's because they can bump you up to over 1,000 shield, no problem, if you did any of the events where you side with the Corpus. Just thought you should know that. So obviously the Cirnos is powerful, but it's not going to rip through that. All in all, it's an alright bow. I mean, look at that. Its impact, and it literally rams straight through the shield, and adding Thunderbolt onto it is just a bolster. So as I'm coming around the corner, oh, you don't aim at the head on a Corpus either. Never. It's a bad idea, but you saw it rip right through that shield, no problem, didn't even hesitate. And that's not double damage talking. That's just it puncturing through the shield. The double damage is on the regular hit alone. And yes, aiming at Corpus Helmet is never a good idea. See that? Rip right through a shield. Rip right through your shield. Again, that's pretty much its main function is to it's the bow equivalent of a Corpus killer. So I recommend having it around. It's a wonderful weapon. But if you want to go without, I completely understand that. Before you just add electricity and that would do the job, but nowadays that luxury is not available, and you just have to expend a ton more bullets to pierce through his shield. I am a bit off today as the last 2 days have been a blur, studying. But I had to get this review out. So, after I kill him, oh, that was beautiful. Up next is the Aklex. Now, when I saw the game approaching dual Vasto territory, I was like, you know, this can be kind of a bad idea. And then I saw the Aklex and I said, so we're just going to take the game and we're just going to take a glass hammer to the balance system. Which we already did, because it breaks both the system and the hammer, which is essentially what the Aklex is. All it does is makes you reload a little bit slower, which can be compensated for, and it makes you a little less accurate, but you still have the massive hit power of a Lex. I carry my Lex, when I'm not using my Despair, on enemies that were formerly level 60 to 80, and I would do just fine. So, have double the clip rate, have double the clip, and double the fire rate. You no longer have a fire rate problem, reload time can be easily fixed, and you're not wasting ammo either because it's only 12 shots. And basically, except for the Dual Vasto, almost no other pistol has 12 shots. So, what you're going for here is just overpowered. I mean, not that that isn't likable, but still, I mean, if you just spent your time trying to balance a game massively, do you really want to do something like this? But needless to say, I'm not complaining about the fact, I obviously have to complain about balance, but when it comes down to it, even at level 11, I find these weapons still kick ass. And I'm able to do great works with them. As though you can tell by the re-leveling system, if I refer to anything by higher level than probably 60, you know I'm using old update standards. it's going to take me quite a while to adjust. My friend actually has sort of a chart going where he's figured out like what is supposed to be equal to what in terms of damage or whatever, and he seems to be working so far. And I sort of remember some of the old levels for these planets, so it's like I'm kind of on the same track, but I am still using weapons that are a little too powerful for where I'm at right now. See, I aim for the head on the Corpus. Don't do that unless you have a Corpus research weapon, because they're built to kill the Corpus. But what I'm holding right now is not. And to be honest, I think I used the Aklex, not against Corpus, but against Grenier. But since I had the Cirnos, I figured why not Corpus? So after this, once I managed to knock down this enemy... Pew! Alright. Last is the dual commas. The single comma was actually pretty nice. It did okay damage. Anything is better than the Skana, but we all know that. And it did some pretty nice slash damage, I'm not going to lie. It was a lot of fun to use. But then I saw the dual comma, and I said to myself, well, I can really use that multi-target. Because single target with the comma was way not enough. I felt the comma was lacking something, and they make up for that with the dual comma. It's a multi-target, huge slash damage, and I mean huge slash damage weapon. You see the fire rate is nice, and I don't even think I touched the fire rate on this one yet. I think I've only done added damage on this. That's it. But yeah, this has proven to be a really, really nice weapon. Just shred through everything. Wonderful. But anyway, I give the dual comma... Oh dear, frame rate. I give the dual comma a definite 7 out of 10. Great weapon. The Cernos gets so far a... I'd say a 5 out of 10 for now, because I know it pierces shields, but I think it can do better than that. I think we can do better than that. What's odd is, despite the fact that it has a wicked high slash thing, you'd think a charge damage would do a lot more, but even with increased charge damage, I find that just swinging the dual comma, even with a charge damage, even with a maxed out charge damage bonus, charge time bonus, actually the dual comma regular swinging takes less time and actually does a little more, especially against Grenier, so I found that a little bit odd. I wouldn't put, like, pressure point on it or anything yet, but I will say that the swing attack, actually you're a lot better off using a few slash attacks. I just thought I'd mention that. It's kind of weird. But still, it is a great weapon. The Aklex I rate as broken out of 10 because I'm sure they're going to need to have a patch to fix that. Because where it's at right now, you can't just keep it as is. And as you can see here, slashing is more effective than just simply walloping them with a couple charge attacks. So I think I'm going to head to Extraction here, just show you all the bonus footage of me pretty much just wasting your time. So with that said, what's coming up next to look forward to? Well, I'm doing Volt, that's getting a work in progress. I also did, because it was recommended to me by a subscriber, as I mentioned in the video itself, that because I did a basic weapons review, they want me to review weapon packs, which I think is a wonderful idea. So I'm going to be reviewing the What Stalker and the Stealth pack. I'll probably be doing the Grenier pack and a couple other things along the way, so we'll just see what it goes from there. Anyway, this is it from Eternally Prussian. I am in Extraction, I am ready to go, so I will sign off with a beautiful picture of my Banshee flying off into the mid-space sunset, because that's a thing now. So, goodbye everyone.